Our next guest is a tech whiz and a web entrepreneur that gets his hands on all the newest gadgets before they go public. How cool is that?
Awesome. Here to show us the latest trends in gizmo world and discuss his new book, Smart Cuts, is Shane Snow.
Shane
Welcome.
Snow.
I love that
Thank
name.
you.
That name is so cool.
When I moved to New York, people asked me if it was my real name, and I couldn't figure it out. But
Is it your real
it
name?
is, yeah, it is. So I'm flattered. Thank you. Yeah.
So it's your real name and your real byline because you write for magazines like Wired, Fast Company, all of the above.
That's right.
When did you become obsessed with gadgets and when did you start writing about gadgets?
So I started out in computer science in college, and then I realized that I loved writing and kind of used writing as an excuse to get in to concerts that I couldn't get into and to get in front of gadgets that I wanted to get. And so my career sort of evolved where I started a tech company that helps journalists, but also gets me access to great entrepreneurs doing interesting tech things, and so hence some of the toys that I get to play with early.
I love
Yeah,
it.
but you know what? It seems like all the gadgets and gizmos used to be only reserved for geeks, but now they've gone mainstream. Why is that?
Well, so there's this sort of geek chic thing, right, going on right now.
Geek chic, indeed.
I think part of it is social media. Everyone has a Facebook, so it's not uncool to be on the internet all day long, and therefore we're exposed to more technology. We're kind of catching up, I guess, to Japan. For a long time, kids in Japan were sort of judged by how cool their gizmos were, right? In the same way that, you know, you have like the newest sneakers here, like you have the newest gadget there, it's really cool, and that's starting to become the case with kids now. And I mean, technology is permeating our whole lives, and so it's no longer uncool. In fact, it's very cool to be kind of at the bleeding edge of new stuff.
I love it. Let's talk about your new book, Smart Cuts.
Yes.
Yeah, so it comes out in September. It's essentially about hackers in history and what we regular people can learn from them.
So what can we learn from them? Because, you know, hackers sort of have a negative, that term
Right.
has a negative connotation, and hackers sort of get a bad rap, so.
Well, so the original connotation for hackers was, for the idea of a hack, is anyone who finds a sideways thing to accomplish a goal.
Right.
So it's sort of like the MacGyver thing. You use duct tape to repair the car and make the escape, right? So it's not necessarily nefarious, but it's turned into that, you know, because of computer security. But what I look at in the book is that throughout history, there have been people and groups that have managed to beat the norm and accomplish incredible things, whether it's revolutions or building big businesses, by rethinking the rules, sort of breaking rules that aren't rules. So I look at why the best presidents, as ranked by historians, are the ones with the least political experience, and how that is, and how the Cuban Revolution was won through the use of radio and things like that. So and I try to apply those to how we can be able to rethink convention in our own careers, to do more to help with social progress and build businesses too.
Now, do you talk a lot about disruption in your book? Because we've been hearing a lot about that lately, and a lot of people don't really understand it. Can you explain it for us?
Sure. Well, there's a lot of controversy right now because there's this great New Yorker story about that was sort of the anti-disruption culture story. I think that there's certainly a lot of hype on both sides. The idea is, you know, we're all trying to make progress in business or in life or in society, and you can make incremental progress by following the rules, or if you break the rules, you can make a lot of breakthrough progress, but there's a downside to that too. You can do it in sort of a nefarious hacker, sort of computer hacker kind of way, or in sort of a good MacGyver hacker kind of way. And so I think that's where there's this sort of balance to be achieved. Can you do things differently, but still ethically?
But you have seen sort of this notion of disruption, particularly in New York City with the rise of Uber and the slow decline of yellow cabs. So the argument is that in order to make a lot of money, we had someone on yesterday who said in order to really make millions in this culture right now, you need to disrupt an existing system.
Yeah, I don't know that that is, as a blanket statement, is true, but it's certainly a pattern that you see with a lot of companies.
Okay.
Right now in the subways, you see these ads for Airbnb because they're trying to convince people that Airbnb is good for people, even though it's sort of disrupting the housing market. And so there's battles that are going to be fought there, and I think that you can't say one way or the other that, I mean, so, you know, lower prices, easier access to things, you don't need cars. That's great for people, but it could be bad for some businesses like cabs. And so this reinvention is just part of it.
Okay, well, let's talk gadgets.
Yes, hopefully these are good for us. What did you bring today?
So a whole bunch of stuff. So there's two varieties of gadgets that I'm really excited about right now. One are sort of these over here, what I call the Internet of Things is what they're called. Basically, things that you didn't think could be smart.
Okay.
So we have here a smart doorbell, which is normally a doorbell just is a bell inside your door. But yesterday, I had a package come from FedEx, and I was out of the house, and so they rang the doorbell. I wasn't there. What this does is it rings your smartphone when you press the door button. I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi right now, but it rings your smartphone so that you can actually see, no matter where you are, who's at the door.
No, that is so
And you
awesome.
can tie that to a smart door lock and let them in if it's your friend. Or you can just say that they're creepy and tell them no.
So you don't need to leave the keys with the doorman or with the super anymore.
Now, can you talk to them also while they're there?
Yep.
I'll be home in 5
right
minutes. Just wait for me.
Exactly. It's like FaceTime.
Wow, that is awesome.
So this replaces your doorbell. This is a smart smoke detector. So smoke detectors, when they go off, it's this loud beeping. You don't know, are the batteries dying or is it really a fire? So this one actually talks to you.
Ready.
So it has this.
To test.
So we're not going to test it, but it has this voice that's soothing that says, there's smoke in the bedroom. And then it warns you a few times, and then the alarm goes off.
So soothing. You're about to die.
Right,
Get out of the house. I love that.
And this one is one of my favorite Internet of Things. So on my phone here, so this is a little lamp here.
Yeah, a little desk lamp.
And
everyone
my wife
has them in their dorm room.
Exactly. This drives my wife nuts because I like to play with the colors of the lamp.
Wait, from your phone?
From my phone.
Wow.
And you can hook this up to, for example, your Instagram. So when you take a photo, all the lights in your house change to the color scheme of your Instagram photo that you just posted.
Wow.
It's kind of just...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or you can mess with people and keep turning it on and off from
exactly.
wherever you are.
You can have strobe light parties from your phone.
Nice. All right.
It's like a lava lamp built in. Oh,
exactly.
cool.
It's a big kid's
digital
toy.
lava lamp.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. What's that little thing over there?
So this one is a smart sensor. So this detects moisture or light or motion. You basically leave it in your house, and you can hook it up to things like this. So you can put it in the windowsill, and when it starts getting dark, it'll detect that, and it'll turn the lights on. Or it'll slowly up the lights. Or you can leave it in your...
Bluetooth to your devices?
It runs on Wi-Fi, so it goes anywhere you have a network. I didn't hook it up to this network, but...
That's okay. We love it.
That's smart.
You can leave it in your pets.
What's this?
Oh, sure.
Mr. Snow, is that a pen?
So this
or is it a bomb?
It's a pen recording device. So this is the other category of devices I'm excited about right now, which have to do with the future of media creation and consumption. So this is a pen that you twist open, and it has a little camera in here. So when you write, it records audio through here, and then you can play back your notes. So if I said something interesting here, I can play this back. I can hover over my scribble, and it'll actually play back the audio from our conversation.
Wow,
Where was this when I was a writer?
I know. This is my secret weapon for reporting.
Oh. Okay, and this is no ordinary
really
watch.
Quickly, the journalist in me has to know how much can this hold? How much time?
Several hours.
Several hours? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
How much
no
does it
need
cost?
for a tape recorder?
No need. Yeah, it replaces a tape recorder, replaces your pen. It costs about $100.
All right, she's going to get one today.
$100? Oh yeah, it's on.
No ordinary watch, I presume.
No ordinary watch. This one detects your heart rate, your perspiration. So it's. I have one of these too. A lot of people wearing these jawbones around. Measures how many steps you're doing. So it's sort of a health monitor, but this one's built into a watch that looks normal enough. Doesn't look quite like the dorky health monitor.
And we have to get to this before we run out of time.
All right.
So
this one I'm the most excited about. This is the Oculus Rift. It was loaned to me by a great company called Framestore that did the graphics for Gravity.
Feels comfortable.
It's a
Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift.
It sounds like a transformer.
Essentially, that's what. Yeah, it's a virtual reality headset. So it puts you in another world. You can't see the edges. It tricks your brain into thinking you're there. So I tried this.
Like Total Recall type of thing,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm not gonna mess up my.
So I have a bit of fear of heights, and if you go up on something high in the simulation here, your gut will actually feel like you're up high. So
how real does it feel? Does it move with you?
It does, yeah.
Wow, okay. And how much does this range for?
So this one's not out yet, so this is one of those perks. They're being released either the end of this year or early next year, and it's going to change everything with video games,
I was going to say, is the future
television. You sit on the train and you watch a movie in your headset, you ignore the rest of the world.
Could be dangerous.
Move around. Okay. Could be dangerous, right? But it's going to be really interesting. There's a cover story on Wired the other month about how this is going to change a lot of industries.
Wow.
Really? And how much do you think this will retail for?
I don't know. Hopefully not too much.
I'm sure when it first comes out, it will be.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. Your book,
you
Smart Cuts, comes out soon, so we'll make sure we get that and learn all the tricks of the trade. Thanks.
Awesome.
And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.